Hello everyone, my name is Stay Happy Gamer and welcome back to a new episode of Otoboku, Maidens Are Falling for Me. In the last episode, we started the visual novel for the very first time. Our name is Mizuho and we are cross-dressing inside of a all-girls school, and we had to do this for 10 whole months without being caught, and it's going to be a pain in the ass. But good thing we have little Miss Maria here because she's just slowly destroying our lives. Whatever. Just then, there was a rapping at the door. Sure. We're gonna fuck up. Sure. Maria waited for confirmation before opening the door.
Yukari,
She's so cute! I love her. She's my second favorite character of all time. As Maria opened the door, another girl excitedly peeked inside. I bobbed my head in greeting. I stood behind Maria, wavering incidentally. She glanced back and elbowed me in the ribs. I am Miyakoji Mizuho. It's nice to meet you. My real name is Kaburagi, but since that was the school founder name, I obviously couldn't use it. After consulting with the others, I decided to use my mother's maiden name, Miyakoji. Are you falling in love with us already? You're so cute, oh Yukari. I smiled nervously as Yukari gave me a penetrating gaze. I was way too embarrassed to meet her eyes. She was at least as energetic as Maria, if not more so. Oh, pleasure. Wow. Yukari took my hand and pumped it enthusiastically. Sure. Bye. Why did she have to leave? Yukari! Sorry. Ew. The moment the door was closed, I sank to the floor with a long sigh. You need to use polite language. Whatever. You're the one to talk about polite language, Maria.
私も学校に行ったらちゃんとお嬢様言葉だもん。これでも猫かぶり歴長いからね。
I see. It's a completely different world. How can I hope to survive in a world like this? You can't! You're gonna fuck up at the first 10 seconds inside class. Phew. In the end, Maria and I practiced makeup and the school language code until late afternoon. Exhausted and eager for fresh air, I headed out of the dorm. The wind was blowing. The road from the dorm to the school was lined with trees, which rustled soothingly in the breeze. It was at least a temporary respite for my anxiety about the day to come. I could smell the rain on the breeze. I could probably shower tonight. Why did my grandfather want me to do this? It didn't seem like a puzzle I could work out on my own, but I couldn't help thinking about it. Another gust of wind, the faint smell of perfume wafted by on it. I turned my eyes towards it. A girl who was standing there alone.
Konnichiwa. いえ、こんばんは。かしら? もう夕方ですものね。
Hi, Shon, even though you guys aren't supposed to know that until later, but whatever. Her name's Shon. She's adorable! All the characters are. Good evening. For a moment, I thought I was face to face with a woodland fairy. The next, I felt embarrassed for having such a girly thought. It was already getting dark around us, the light given off by the setting sun was growing dim, but bathed in the faint light and that remained, I could see that the girl was very beautiful. Something like that. Yes, well, something like that. Her voice was gentle and kind. Though her style of beauty might seem imposing, it was tempered by the girlish sweetness of her voice. The wind blew down the cherry tree-lined lane, causing the trees to rustle down the line. The wave passed first over her, then over me. The girl closed her eyes, listening to the sound of the wind in the leaves. The gentleness in her voice stirred me to do the same. I closed my eyes and listened. Yes, it is. A calming sound. Another wind brushed past, carrying a sprinkle of rain that fluttered over her long hair around her. It was a beautiful sight. She gave me a gentle smile and a graceful bow, then walked off past me. Oh, we will, and you'll find out my deepest, darkest secret. Because you're Shon, she knows everything. As she passed by, she murmured quietly in my ear. I turned around and turned after her in surprise, but she didn't look back. What a mysterious girl. I only watched, mystified as she walked away. Now then. Huh? Oh no. Time to meet my very first favorite character of all time. When I returned to the dorm, I heard a strange voice coming from the stairs. And no, it's not what you guys think it is, perverts. Next, I heard the sound of clinging china. I climbed up the landing where I heard the voice. The clinking sound was coming from a girl, carrying a tea set on a tray. She was supporting the tray in both arms and slowly ascending the stairs. The stairway in the dorm were narrow, with barely enough room for two people to pass. With her carrying such a big tray, there was no way for me to getting past her. It was all she could do to keep her balance as she climbed. I would have liked to encourage her, but as she was currently taking about 30 seconds per set, it would take her about 30 minutes to reach the top. In other words, I couldn't get up the stairs until she was done. With each step, she seemed right on the verge of falling. Just watching her made my heart pound. She was concentrating so hard on her labor. I don't think she even noticed me below her. But I couldn't just stand there watching for 30 minutes either. I think we should help our little friend here. With that in mind, I decided to help her out. Rehearsing my feminine language in my mind, I approached her. I drew up close to the teetering girl, and softly, as so not to alarm her, placed my hand beneath her. Time to meet Kana. She's adorable as fuck. I mean, look at her. Look at those big eyes. Sorry. I just love Kana so much. She's so adorable. The girl turned around to see where the arms were coming from. Well, it was natural she would be surprised. I'm sorry to have startled you. You seem to be in such a bind. Oh, shit, I didn't mean to do that. The girl was tiny, even a step above me. Her ears only reached up to my chin. Keep going. It looked like I was going to be on the step for a while. We climbed the staircase like a contestant in a three-legged race. If anyone was watching, it must have looked ridiculous.
ひょっとしてかなったら階段を塞いでしまっていましたか？
Yeah, sort of. Perhaps I should have just waited, though. In other words, the already little girl seemed to shrink, hunching over in shame. Don't you just want to go up and hug her? Seriously. It isn't your fault. It's such an enormous tray. It was so big that it spread my arms to the side to carry it, yet it only held two tea sets and a teapot. That just seemed seemed to make it much harder to balance, though. Well, in turn, the bigger is better. You gotta go for certain things. I won't get into it, but I don't know. Well, the big tray leaves a lot of empty space, which makes it easier for things to slide around. I think the best size for your tray is to bed what's on it, right? Not that it wasn't a good saying, but unfortunately it didn't apply in all situations. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Well, do you also live in this dormitory then? I decided it might be best to change the subject. Too cute. What? Idiot! Don't try to bow while you're carrying a tray. I quickly pushed against the tilting tray, which thrusted Kana's head onto the upturned cup. Are you alright? I really like we were going to lose the tea set if I let her keep carrying it, so I just took it from her. Well, anyway, where are you taking this? That would be us. No, I'm just the cross-dressing man who just snuck into this dorm and... Okay, I'm getting into a weird subject. Yes, I'm the new student. Shut up. She seemed like the kind of girl who apologizes for everything. I carried the tea set meant for me to my room and let Kana in after me. It's nothing. I've forgotten to introduce myself. I was working so hard to select my words that I was getting forgetful. My name is Miyakoji Mizuho. I'm terribly pleased to meet you, and thank you for the tea. Kana fidgeted nervously as she looked at me with upturned eyes. I've been watching anime for a long time, but I still don't understand why. Cutesy characters use, I'm so terribly happy to see you, so terribly pleased. Whatever. I don't get the terribly part. Whatever. She patted over to the tea set and and the upturned cups onto their saucers. Oh, thanks. After her performance on the stairs, I was a little afraid of what might happen, but she moved it dexterously as she prepared it. She was almost like a different person. Wow. As she noticed me watching her, she blushed. How can we not look away from this adorableness? Oh, I'm sorry. I was just thinking you move so elegantly.
と思ったものだから。はい、水穂お姉様。どうぞなのです。
She presented me with a fragrant amber brew. It had been a long time since I had black tea.
ありがとう。
That's very kind of you. I brought the cup to my lip and enjoyed its aroma as I took a slow sip.
いかがですか、水穂お姉様。美味しいわ。
Quite delicious.
よかったです。
Kind of delight was infectious.
でも、どうしてお
But
茶を入
why
れに来
did
て
you
くれた
come
の？
here to make me tea? I didn't know this girl, and I hadn't ordered anything. Maybe Maria and Yukari requested it.
水穂お姉様は外からいらっしゃったのでしたね。下級生が上級生の世話をするのはこの寮でのしきたりなのですよ。ああ、
Ah,
なるほど。
I see.
マリアお姉様のお世話はゆかりちゃんがしていますし、ですから水穂お姉様のお世話はカナの役割というわけなのです。
So she's pretty much saying that she's going to be our little sister, which I'm totally agreeing with, because I would accept Kana as my little sister. Which meant that my presence here,
そう、
I
私
see,
が入ってこな
that
け
my
れば
presence here is causing extra work for you.
わけね。
I'm terribly sorry,
ご
Kana-chan.
めんなさいね、カナちゃん。
As they spoke, Kana's expression registered to a moment of shock, then drew entirely for a moment, before settling on apologetic.
カナ、お姉様みたいな方がいらしてくださってとっても嬉しいのです。お世話できるお姉様ができて。
I suppose that was one way to thinking about it.
私で
If
いいのかしら。
you feel I'm worthy of it,
はい。水穂お姉様はカナのことお嫌ですか？
Kana, I'm going to be upfront with you. I love you. Even though I'm not going for your route in this game, well, on my first run, I'll go for it on the next. But I still love you more than the other girl that we can hook up with. You're gonna be my second. Yeah, because I am going to be playing this game a couple of times on this channel, but yeah.
そんなこと。
Not at all. I'm terribly happy to have such a sweet young girl attending me. But Kana-chan,
でも
I need to tell you, I'm a man. In drag. So things might be awkward between us. There is still one thing I was worried about.
でも
Kinda suddenly became anxious. She was so precious, I couldn't help but smile.
でも今度
But next time you make me tea, please do use a smaller tray, alright?
はい水穂お姉様。
I think that wasn't the thing that Mizuho wasn't worried about. She was whatever. Even that made her blush. What a kind, obedient girl. She's too cute! Sorry.
水穂ちゃん、水穂ちゃん、起きてる？
Hmm? Is it morning?
朝？
I laid up all night worrying, but I finally managed to get to sleep. The next thing I knew, it was morning, time to face my first day of school.
あ、起きてるね。
As I lay groggily in bed, Maria came into the room and threw open the curtain. The sky was not yet lit.
今、
What time is it?
5時だけど、水穂ちゃんの身だしなみしないと。
Maria stifled a yawn. She must have been exhausted. I had been so fixed in on myself, I didn't even register the strain that this was putting on Maria.
ごめんね、マリア。
I'm sorry,
マ
Maria.
リアだって
You
もっ
must
と
be
寝ていたいよ
exhausted.
ね。
I crawled out of bed and put on my slippers.
いいっていいって。半分は好きでやってるんだし。じゃあ、顔洗ってきて。教えたこと覚えてる？
Yeah. I was going to have to learn the makeup ritual, if only so that Maria could get sleep. It doesn't matter how I felt, there's no turning back now. If I just kept my eye on the task at hand, I would eventually get used to it. I hoped.
おはようございます、お姉様方。おはよう、ゆかり、かなちゃん。 はよう、二人
Good
とも。
morning, both of you. I forgot your names. I'm just kidding.
おはようございます、ナナです。
I finished my toilet teeth, paying close attention on how Maria did it. Before I knew it, it was time for breakfast.
どうぞ、水穂お姉様はこちらにおかけになってください、ナナです。ありがとう。
Thank you.
席は決ま
Are
って
the
いる
seats
の？
pre-assigned? The fact was I had fallen asleep before dinner. The night before, Maria had probably covered for me.
はい。と言っても、カナたち4人しか寮にはいないのですよ。ああ、言ってなかったね。ここにいるのが寮住まい生徒の全員だから。そうなん。
Oh,
そうなの。
how? I mean,
もっ
I
とい
see.
っぱいいると思っていた
I
わ。
thought there might be more of us. I kept myself from saying, how about that? Keeping to feminine speech was hard.
別に言葉遣いが悪くても寮には私たちしかいないから誰にも怒られたりはしないよ。
Well, we don't want these two knowing that this girl here is actually a dude, so we had to be careful with our speech, maybe. Maria realized I was doing and burst out laughing. I guess she was right, but...
でもそうだね。学校では丁寧に喋らなきゃね。まあ、みずほが慣れるまでは寮内でも丁寧に話すとしよう。練習がてらね。そうしてもらえると助か
What
る。
would be a big, I
助か
mean,
ります。
that would be a big, whatever. I mean, that would help me greatly.
じゃあお茶を入れしますね。お願いするわね。あ、手伝った方が
Might
い
I
いのかし
be
ら。
of assistance? As I spoke, Kana laughed merrily.
昨日も言いましたように、下級生が上級生のお茶を入れるのがこの寮でのしきたりなのですよ。ですからお姉様がお待ちになっていてくださいね。そうなんだ。
I
ご
see.
めんなさい。
I'm sorry.
謝らないでいただきたいのですよ。カナが困ってしまいますのです。
Nevertheless, Kana seemed happy as she disappeared into the kitchen.
何？
What?
いや、知らない間にずいぶんカナちゃんと仲良くなったんだなって。
Maria grinned at me.
そうでもない。
I wouldn't say that.
ま、いっか。じゃあ簡単に寮での生活の説明をするね。
Despite being the one who insisted we should use polite language, Maria had quickly reverted to slang.
朝食は7時から。一応特別な用事がない限りは寮生が全員揃って取ることになってる。これは学校のない日曜日も同様。まあ、私とゆかりは陸上部の朝練があるから、その時はかなちゃんと2人で食べてね。
Yeah, we get to be alone with Kana.
これでやっとかなちゃんも1人でご飯を食べずに済んで万々歳だね。じゃあ
Then I'll be eating
かな
with
ちゃん
Kana
と2人で
then.
ご飯を食べるの？あら何？かなちゃん苦手？それともラブラブでドキドキかしら？
I don't know how to deal with this. I wouldn't be able to control myself. I'm just kidding. She's too adorable to do things. You know what I mean.
いや、そういうわけじゃ
That's
ないんだ
not
けど。
it? Come on.
ほらほら、喋りが素に戻ってるわよ。
Not good, but it was Maria's fault for doing it first.
お昼は寮母さんにお弁当をお願いできるわ。今日の分は夕べ私が頼んでおいたから、明日から必要な日には厨房のホワイトボードに名前を書いておいてね。食堂で昼食をとることもできるから、気分で選んでもいいわね。わかりました。
I understand.
わかりましたわ。かな？はい。
Yes.
マリアお姉様、なんだか楽しそうですね。
Yukari had withal smiled as she returned with a tray of black tea.
楽しいわよ。こんなに楽しいのは久しぶり。マリアお姉様がそんなに親しいご友人を外部にお持ちなんて知りませんでした。
I wouldn't call her a friend. I'm pretty sure she's just my master and she just tortured poor Mizuho all day. But whatever.
幼なじみだからね。エスカレーター式の学校育ちでもそれくらいの知り合いはいるわ。
The outside, hearing her refer to it that way was a reminder of how different things were here.
そういえば、
Now
マリア
that
は
you
幼稚
mention
園の
it,
頃
I
から
recall
ここなん
you've
だ
been
った
here
のね。
since kindergarten, haven't you, Maria?
そうよ。だから学校の外の友達っていうのは少ないわね。なるほど。
I see.
水穂お姉様はどちらの学校にいらっしゃったのですか？私
Me,
は
I went to Keizai.
開成
Kaizei. I
進
don't know.
学校の中ではト
Why
ッ
did
プ
it
ク
say
ラスって言われ
Keizai?
ている
Whatever.
開成学園ですか？すごいでしょ。しかもこの子ってば学年でトップクラスの学力だったのよ。そんな
Oh no.
自慢するような
I
話じゃ
didn't mean to brag.
そんなすごい人だったなんて。あ、でもじゃあなんでそんなすごいところからこんな時期に西洋に転入していらっしゃったです？それは
Well, I...
おじいさまの遺言。
what she said. Well, panicking, Maria told him in the honest reason without missing a beat. Yukari stared at me blankly. It seemed that further explanation was required.
ご覧の通り、みずほちゃんは美人なんだけどね。さっきから言葉遣いがなってないでしょ？いや、
Well, expressing myself, but I'm still a guy.
でね、見かねたおじいさんが西洋で花嫁修行してくるようにってね。
Yes, that is totally the reason why I'm here. Land a husband.
そうだったんですか。でも私なんかより全然女らしいと思うんですけど。そりゃ外面だけはね。
Now, come on, that's a little harsh.
ま、みずほちゃんの場合、言葉以外はほとんどのところ完璧なんだけど、何しろ昔から立ち方歩き方なんて仕込まれてるし、お茶にお花に日舞に薙型、書道に空手に合気道まで標準装備だから。でもまあそのせいでレディーとしては今一つっていうか、だからまあ今時珍しく修身とか礼儀作法とかの科目が残ってて、普段もお嬢様言葉が必要な西洋で修行してこいってことなんでしょ？そうだったんですか。でもせっかく勉学でエリートの道を歩いていらっしゃいましたのに。
Kind of looked at me with a deeply troubled expression. I had to admit, her thoughts weren't far from my own.
そうね。
That is true, but
でも私
I love my grandfather terribly, so I want to fulfill
そ
his
の願
last
いを叶え
request.
て差し上げたいと思ったの。水葉お姉様、お優しいのですよ。
Kind of smiled happily again. It wasn't just saying it to lighten the mood, though. It really was the truth. My grandfather could be a strict man, but he was also kind to me. I never had a chance to thank him before he passed.
さあ、冷めないうちにお茶をいただきましょう。もうすぐ朝食だし、学校に遅刻してしまうわ。
The breakfast that the dorm mother had prepared was a English-style breakfast: toast, cereal, salad, bacon, and eggs.
学校の基本がイギリス式らしいから、日本式の朝食が欲しくなったら自分で作るといいよ。
And black tea on top of that. It looked like I wouldn't have Japanese food for a while.
はじめまして。
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here. So, I hope you guys are going to enjoy the next part whenever it comes out. But hopefully this part was entertaining in some way. You got to meet my #1 favorite character of all time, and my second favorite. But, yeah. Anywho, I'll see you guys next time. Stay happy, Otakus, and I'll see you guys whenever I plan on making the next episode. Stay happy.